Aloha. This is Uncle Martin from Arizona. It's the 4th of, yeah, that's Skippy. That's Skippy up on me all muddy again. That's Lightning. Yeah, he's waiting for a goodie. He might get one. I got some in my pocket today. The temperature's pretty nice. It's actually 95 degrees at 5 o'clock on, I was going to say August, my dyslexia, September 4th, right? It's Thursday, September 4th. Should be, hopefully. If not, I should write this stuff down. I don't. I will from now on. I'll have the right date for you. But it is Thursday. Welcome, everyone. What the thumbnail is. Hey, what do we got here? Graphics. Hey, Graphics, you wanted me to start early. Yes, the Graphics sent me, can I start early? Man, I'd love to start early. You know what? There's algorithms, and I didn't even know what an algorithm was. At 5 o'clock, algorithms seem to like Uncle Martin more than any other time. I don't know why. I don't know why. I didn't even know what an algorithm was. I guess it's important for you to progress in this platform. So, what do we got? We got rain coming in very shortly, and so I'm going to make it short. The thumbnail is giants. Anybody like a giant? Well, I'm sure you like giants from afar, but when they get up close, you probably would feel they might be negative. And I would say that probably because they might eat you. I'm sorry, but that is the stories and stories of giants eating people. Hey, that's ridiculous. There are no giants. And as you look around, you will find information that will tell you there are no giants. Okay? Hey, Graphics, it's 7 for me right now. See, Graphics, 5, 6, 7. You're 2 hours away. What state were you in again, Graphics? Was it? It wasn't Memphis. Memphis is a little further out. Gotta put my 100% glasses on. Got them a little tighter today rather than moving them all the time. Okay, look at this. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, Bess and Leo, you're finally back, huh, buddy boy? It's about time. You're in New Jersey. I didn't ever knew you were in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey. All over the place. Balsalinio Leo is a fantastic violinist. I want you guys to check him out, all right? And tell me, where are you from in New Jersey? And Graphics, hi guys. And Jaden Range, I'm in the UK. Hey, Jaden, UK, huh? That's a nice area to be in. Also me. Any thoughts on the Jersey Devil? Yes, I do. It doesn't have anything to do with the thumbnail giants, though. I'm in northern New Jersey, Hoboken for a while. I was on the Jersey Central Railroad as a brakeman at 18 years of experience. I worked out of Hoboken. Hoboken, New Jersey. Did you know? I believe it is Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was born in Hoboken, New Jersey. I don't know, I might be wrong on that, but set me straight if I am. Jersey Devil. I know it's giants that I'm saying, but I do have something on Jersey Devil for you. I believe it's one of the escapees from Plum Island. And I do have an episode. Look it up, please. Plum Island. I did a live on it. Plum Island will no longer be in existence. As of the end of 2025, they're going to go in the middle of Kansas, and we're going to have all those little creatures. That's what I'm saying. They're doing things with genetics, with animals and humans, and animals on animals. Yeah, I feel very negative. So what I'm saying is the Jersey Devil is one of the escapees, just like the radiated tick that got away and now has Lyme disease starting in New Jersey, and it went up to Michigan, it's all the way down to Kansas right now, I think. The tick that keeps on giving. Actually, it takes, but it gives. It's very negative. Okay, Jaden Range. My friends live in the same spot, Sash area. Sash area. Hey, Jaden. That's fantastic. Okay, looks like I got a couple people coming in saying hi. That's fantastic. I'm going to try to go on with this before I get rained on again. It's very rare to get rain in Arizona. But, hey, okay. This guy. Not this guy. Say this guy. He pretends he likes it. This guy lives for these. He lives for them. All right. Never tease your dog or animal. MB/area, Jaden Range. How long will the stream last? Graphics, how long will the stream last? It's going to be very quick. Very quick. I know, because it's 7 o'clock for you. You got to go to bed. In fact, when I put this out, you have two choices on these streamings. You put it out for kids, or you put it out for not for kids. Why is there no middle way to go? So, in the beginning, for the 3 years that I've been working on this, the first 2 years was I put it up for kids. And nobody's watching. Now that I put it up not for kids, all you kids are watching. This is really remarkable. I just something I throw out there for you. Jersey Devil is around. Probably the Mothman. I'm guessing the Mothman might be around too. All right. And there's a few others that have escaped from Plum Island. That they are now moving over to the middle of Kansas. Just look up my live stream on Plum Island. Please do, because it's more than entertaining. It's very truthful. Hey, Atlantis said hi. Atlantis, are you from Atlantis? Okay, let's get on with the show. Giants. Here we are, 7 minutes in, and I'm talking to all you guys instead of going on with the thumbnail. It's very important. So, Giants. First of all, I just came across, the reason I'm doing this is because I've known about Giants since 1977. Yeah, 77. 1977 I knew about it because I went down to Grand Canyon and all the Indians told me all the stories about it, all right? Hey, Atlantis, you're from Algerian. You're from Algerian? Yeah, that's fantastic. Why don't you join the club? Tell your friends. By the way, anybody's listening so far, share Uncle Martin, please, because I got some true stories, and this one's going to get you. Giants. What's the chances of giants? Well, because every time there's a big bone found, like a big bone, it lasts for like not even 3 days. It's like 24 hours, and all of a sudden the big bone is gone. It disappears. Was there a big dog out there? No. There's a big company out there, but I can't say it because they're so big. They're so powerful. I don't even want to mention their name. Anna Paula Afonso. Yeah, it sounds Italian. Where are you? Well, I happen to be in Arizona at 95 degrees, a little after 5, talking about the thumbnail. Finally, Giants. Now, there is a Lake Huron. Huron is in Michigan. It's a lake that's receding. And know what they found? A pyramid. A pyramid that I just came across it the other day. Actually, today. This guy says they pulled out, there was 12 big giant skeletons in this pyramid. And they were, and 4 of them were pulled out. The best ones were pulled out. Now, the guy gave 2 of the big giant bone people they were all in a circle, by the way, in this pyramid. But the four that he pulled out, he gave two to universities, two different universities, and the other two, I don't know, I think it was the Smithsonian Institute. And, well, will we ever see those bones again? Well, maybe, maybe not. But what he was saying was these are very, 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 very large individuals, very big individuals, which technically do not exist. But when you look into the Bible, it's a very controversial book. But if you look up Nephilim, the word Nephilim, it's only said 3 times in the Bible. 3 times, that's it. 3 times is enough for me. Because there was something to be said about those Nephilim. They were giants. Yeah, but you know what? If you look at your history books, there are no giants. That's ridiculous. They don't exist. They've never existed. And every time there's evidence that they did exist, that evidence disappears. Hey, it might just be I don't know, just a coincidence. I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. But Lake Huron, that's Huron for you kids to look up. And in Michigan, there was a pyramid found. And there was the 4 giants and all that stuff. But now I just looked it up again today. Oh no, there is no pyramid in the receding waters of Michigan. Imagine that. But if you hurry up, you'll still get pictures of somebody chiseling away on a very, very, very old civilization. And where he's chiseling away, right below him, are very large footprints. These footprints, as I could see, had 6 toes. And as a matter of fact, as it goes, when you have 6 toes, you've been a Nephilim. Not only that, but you got 2 rows of teeth. So 2 rows of teeth and 6 toes. Actually, you know what? It's really not funny, but I had a client that I picked up about when I was a cab driver back in, 2006 or so. This guy says, yeah, when I was born, I had 6 toes. I said, no way. He says, yeah, and I had like a tail. No way. He says, yeah. I said, do you have 6 fingers? He says, no. So he had 6 toes, and they took one off, and they took his tail off. What's that all about? Now, that's I'm just saying. I've never added all this up, but I'm just bringing up stuff right now that I'm thinking about as more than conversation. So Lake Huron is receding, and they're finding more stuff, like very big footprints. Now, we go back to 1942. In March, there was the Alaskan Highway being built. Okay, so I heard about this years ago, but what happened was, well, first of all, it was World War II. So in 1942, they had to build a highway very quickly to Alaska, and it took 9 months, which is remarkable because there's a lot of hard stuff digging down to make a highway to Alaska. Should have looked up how long. Look up how long is the highway to Alaska. It only took 9 months. They said it was an achievement that was never done before. Okay, during that dig up. Now I remember back in the day when they started digging up heads, just heads. There was nothing else. There was no skeletal other than heads, just the heads, and all the heads had 2 rows of teeth. And then now you try to find it and you can't. But this is what I remember. That's what I'm saying. Whenever you hear anything from Google, write it down. Because this stuff I'm bringing up now, I'm going back to find, and it's not there anymore. It's like once you get it, write it down, please. So then we got Catalina Island. I heard about this years and years ago. Catalina Island's in the caves. There was giant heads. There was nothing else but the heads there. Decapitated heads. How is this coming up with just heads? And they all have 2 rows of teeth. Well, next to these heads was a bunch of bones. And the bones I'm talking about a time period where The bones had they were what do you call those, saber-toothed tigers, the mammoth, the woolly mammoth, and there was human bones, and on all these bones there was 2 rows of teeth chewing on these bones, and the heads had also 2 rows of teeth in them. But okay, if you look it up, Catalina Island giants. All right, what you'll find is right now, only right now, is some guy named Gillidan, Dr. Gillidan. He was an anthropologist, and he found 7 to 9 foot giants. That ain't nothing, man. That's nothing. I'm talking, those guys are peanuts. I mean, sure they're a little bigger than us right now, but they're peanuts to what there was here. All right. Man, the mosquitoes are starting to get to me. I'm gonna bypass them. They're not gonna get my blood today. So the story I heard back in the day was the cave that had all decapitated heads, 2 rows of teeth. It had to be, if you're talking back then, but about 260,000 years ago or so, we had saber-toothed tigers and mammoths, and men, they weren't around. But how come there was human bones and these teeth were on the bones is my question. But we don't have any evidence. If you look it up, Catalina Island, they're going to say the guy doesn't have any evidence. You know what happened? He put the evidence that he did have into the museum there in Catalina. Do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? That evidence disappeared. Well, how could that happen? I don't know. Must have been a big dog that came in and got the bones. Maybe leave me a comment. See what you think happened. Okay, so this is the big one, because I got to end this short because it's gonna pour down rain like nobody's business. It's getting really, really dark out here. I know you can't see it, but it's happening. It's happened 3 days in a row. We haven't had rain in forever here. Hope it fills up some of our lakes, or maybe it could. Maybe we could find some pyramids out there. I know there's a whole Indian culture that's been flooded over by Horseshoe. Might be another story up in Arizona. Seems like a lot of lakes have been filled up because of these pyramids. Could be just a coincidence. So we got this will be the finale for right now. Because I got more on giants when I was down at the Grand Canyon, and all the Indians told me about the giants, and I said, you guys could be crazy. There's no such thing as giants. And that was me in 1977. And I've definitely changed my ways of thinking. Because there's more evidence than you can shake a stick at if you look at it. Especially this one. Now, I knew about this years and years ago. It was a giant footprint. It's a female footprint, by the way. It's a female footprint. I believe it's the left footprint in Africa. A lot of natives, they're still worshiping it. It goes back, they're saying like 4 million years. 4 million years. How could that be? Man doesn't exist 4 million years ago. Hey, guess what? This is a 4-foot female footprint. And okay. While this is in South Africa, and I came across it today because I'm trying to get my evidence together for everybody. I looked it up. It's still up. Please vet me on this. Just look up giant footprints of South Africa, and then you'll come across a guy's name. His name is Michael Tellinger. He's standing next to this 4-foot footprint. Say that 4 times fast. 4 times fast. Peter Piper picked a lot of peppers. So he's standing next to this and he's saying, how many toe prints are there? This guy counted 6. A lot of people had, no, there's only 5. There's only 5. But if you look close, there's a little pinky toe that seems to be there. So that would be 6 on a 4-foot female footprint. Now, my question would be, How big would this person have to have a 4 foot footprint? This is tough. Well, I looked it up because I had to Google. I don't know if they're going to change it on me. They said it would range between 24 and 28 foot tall individual. And then they said, but there's no human that could possibly be that big. Well, we never said it was a human, did we? Now, the Nephilim were giants, biblically. And as you look into this, he's a shaman from some Baba guy in Africa, and he tells stories about how this individual was an ogre that ate people. And you know what? I hear these stories all the time. Well, ogres we've heard stories of, but that's bedtime stories. They're not true stories. Ogres, they don't exist. Well, apparently this guy, he said it was passed down through past time. It was just passed. It was songs and it was teachings and things that was for centuries in his lineage, that this footprint was an ogre that ate people. Had 2 rows of teeth. Well, definitely had six toes. We don't know about the head. And that's what I'm saying. All the heads, that's all they find is heads. Around when they find heads. So where's the rest of the body? Well, if you look biblically, David and Goliath. Davy had a stone and he whipped it around with Goliath in front of him. Nobody else wanted to face this giant except Davy. And he let the sling go, the rock went, and it hit Goliath. Apparently, right, I would say by the third, it indented, the rock indented itself into Goliath's head. He fell down. Now, we don't know if he was dead or not. Some people say he was. But David went over, what did he do next? He stood up, he took Goliath's sword, and he took off his head. Now we find all these decapitated heads with 2 rows of teeth. We don't know where their body is. Yeah, maybe somebody came in and got them or something. But we find a lot of heads with no bodies that have been decapitated. Hey, is this just something you do with giants or something? Do they come back to life? I don't know. I think they will be, because we have enough DNA on the bones that they will be mixing that with people. And down the road, mark my words, if not already, we will have giant people walking around. We already do out of Japan and China. Biggest, tallest guys over 7 foot right now. So they're doing something genetically, as we well know, or don't. And they will get bigger. Mark my words. So if we found, 9 foot, that doesn't really impress me. When you get up to 28 feet with a left foot of a foot found in Africa with 6 toes, well, we know that she was maybe she wasn't eating anybody. I don't know, but there was a lot of them that were, and that's what I'm saying. I lived with the Indians, and they always told me that the red-headed giants that they dealt with through the lineage was they were friends in the beginning. There was a lot of food, and then there was a few years of it wasn't very. All of a sudden, they became the food. It was negative for them, but apparently giants do eat people. Maybe that's why all the bones are being disappeared. I don't know. I really don't know. But I got more on giants. I promise. It's when I went down to Grand Canyon and I heard all the stories that I thought it was a bunch of poo-poo. But as I looked into it later, these guys were telling me the truth. Especially the sarcophagus that they found down in the bottom of Grand Canyon. All the footy prints. Oh, I got one more. Just a really fast one here. In my fourth grade, I told you I learned a lot in my, I went to 4 fourth grades. I didn't go to any 4-foot fourth grades, but my fourth grade, Triangle School, New Jersey, there was footprints found in Texas, right next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex You know what Tyrannosaurus Rex was? He was that guy with the little hands, but he had a big head, had big teeth. And he was like, what, 260,000 years ago? And that's when there was no people around. It's impossible because archaeologists, the mainstream archaeologists, will tell you there was no such thing as men being around at that time. Even history books will tell you that. But it's in Texas that we saw that we had the pictures of the footprints. The teacher brought it in and says, look at this, footprints right next to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right next to it. That means they were making tracks together. And then she brought in a comic strip. It had 3 things on it. It's pretty funny. The bottom comic strip was this caveman, which, by the way, there are no such things as caveman. It's called degenerated man. We've had civilizations beyond caveman. Caveman, after kind of man's wipeout, there were people that became cavemen. If you think about it, if all the lights went out in the whole world, we would become eventually cavemen again. Because there's no electronics, there's none of that stuff, and we'd revert back to a lower civilization. We've had higher civilizations than now. But you can't hear that in school because that would be ridiculous, because they'd have to rewrite history books. Isn't that interesting? Or maybe not. So this cartoon showed a man, we'll just call him a caveman. So he's dressed up as a caveman outfit with a spear, and he's tracking a Tyrannosaurus Rex in front of him. And then the next one was, he was in front and the Tyrannosaurus Rex was following him, tracking him. It was a reversal of the tracking. And then the third one, the caveman had a leash around the Tyrannosaurus Rex. They were walking together in the same direction. So what my point is on this is, at one time there were Tyrannosaurus Rex footprints in the ground. It was solidified sandstone and human footprints right next to each other, which is impossible because man can't be around the Tyrannosaurus Rex as far as our history goes. But the footprints show differently, okay? Now, recently when I tried to find that, oh no, you know what happened? There was somebody distrunkled. They were distrunkled. They didn't feel good about it. They blew up the footprints of the humans. Well, we still got evidence that existed, but people tend to try to wipe away our history, is what I'm saying. As I was saying before, my fourth grade, Vikings versus Columbus. Please look it up if you will. That teacher wanted me to write a lie down that that Columbus rediscovered America. Vikings weren't here first. She just wanted me to say Columbus discovered America. I couldn't do it, so I got a D-. Where the other 3 classes, the same test, B, B, B+, and I get a D-. There's teachers out there that are teaching you stuff from the book because they believe it, or I don't know, but they want you to write what's in the book. I'm saying a lot of times the book is wrong. They don't want to hear that. Even when you have evidence like I did. So my eyes opened up at 10. I was a different child at 10 to where I am right now, with even more experience. And that's why I'm coming forward and talking about giants right now. I still have something more on them when I went down the Grand Canyon. Well, I went down 2 times. If I would have went down 3 more times, in fact, if the people are there, they said they would bring me to the place where these footprints are. But that would be another story. We're getting close to a half hour. You kids have to go to bed because it's probably past your bedtime. You kids shouldn't even be watching Uncle Martin. I put it not for kids. But just the same, share it with anybody you like. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Share it with your family. I'll let you know what your family members think about Uncle Martin. And yeah, just share me with anybody you think might enjoy my humor and truth and stories. Until then, be well. God victory. And we're going to get hit with another one. It's coming. It's coming. Till then, I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock tomorrow. It's Friday. Whatever day that is. We know the 7th is the full moon. And we're getting close to it again. Be well. God victory.